A week of more expansion in college football, as I didn't hit the fader on that one.
Did not.
I did not. A week of more expansion in college football as it seems like the FBS is just getting bigger and bigger. Some with really, really good teams, some with some teams that may have not even been in the FCS last year. Some questionable moves around the country happening. This is the Off the Bench College Football Show. I'm your host, Kelsey Huff, on co-host Richie sitting over to my left, and Pops on the other side of the camera over there. We've got some things to talk about tonight. Some developments that have happened since Saturday when me and Pops talked last, and then, of course, things that are still going on. And I'm talking about the Big Ten's push for this 2014 college football playoff that Urban Meyer has now come out and said that maybe 24 is too much. Yeah. It seems like the spokesperson for the Big Ten over there, a guy that pushes hard for them. And then on top of that, the Pac-12 now, with this schedule release of now they've put this flex game into action as their week 13 matchups. Again, one of the smartest moves I've seen coming out of this weirdly world of college football we're in, of changes that are happening everywhere all at once. They're now putting in another strategic advantage. I know we use that word a lot here, to better themselves in the long run. Again, that could really hurt them in the end or really help them in the end toward the college football playoff. Started out about this, of course, our third week now, I think, of doing this, the Off the Bench verdict segment, which we will eventually conclude with on Saturday morning. But guys, you can go ahead and answer this on our Facebook page at Off the Bench. Every season we see it, a coach gets 2 to 3 years, and then he's gone. Recruiting reset, system reset, staff reset. Are universities too quick to fire their head coaches? Yes, coaches need more time, or no, results matter immediately. Go over to the Facebook page. The post is pinned to the top over there. You can go check that out and let us know your thoughts on what it is. And, of course, we'll discuss it on Saturday morning and really go a lot deeper into it. But
can we just name that question the Auburn football history?
I mean, the last two head coaches. When I was actually directing towards that was actually with Penn State with the firing of James Franklin. But, yes, Auburn would definitely be on that list of them going to firing like that.
Because I feel like the Penn State is completely one way that they may or may not have held on too long.
Yeah.
Versus Auburn seems to be the opposite. So I guess you're trying to decide between, would you rather be Penn State or Auburn?
Well, that's an actually weird question to think about if you're actually Penn State or Auburn, because then you go down the crossroads of Penn State has had sustained success but not top-end success, where Auburn has just not had any success.
Well, they had 7 national championships during the offseason. I mean, we're almost at the 1-year anniversary of their 7 national championships.
Are they going to put another banner up celebrating the 1-year anniversary of that? I mean, you could also make the argument with fans calling for DeBoer to be gone, like right now, year 3, right? Is it too early? Is your question, right? Is it 2 years? Kelsey, I want to immediately go to your respond to that and say, you know what? A coach needs to be there long enough to start some sort of legacy.
But then there's also the backtick effect on that of, DeBoer was set up with a Ferrari and now he's kind of toned down to a Corvette a little bit.
He still got, okay, let's think about
He has more wins than Nick Saban did through 2 seasons.
Yeah.
That's completely understandable. But Nick Saban didn't have the starting on third base effect like Kalen DeBoer had. I'm just playing devil advocate.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I gotcha.
I'm just saying, can we give Kayla just a hair?
I've got a stat for you guys, right? Okay. I saw something today, right? Who is the winningest college football program in the last 10 years?
It's got to be Alabama.
Oh, yeah, absolutely Alabama.
Yeah.
It's not.
Or North Dakota State University?
Well, no, we're talking not North Dakota State.
It's nowadays.
Okay.
If you conclude
Bama has been overtaken.
Okay. Georgia.
No.
Oh,
we've had Georgia's number, dude. I'm not worried about Georgia.
I understand that, but they've had sustained success just like Bama.
Ohio State?
It's Ohio State.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the first time that
you sure it's not?
I saw it today. The stat, I looked at that stat and I'm like, oh, that can't be right. It's like the winning percentage, they jumped just by like 0.06 or something.
It's not the Indiana, the new standard in college football.
No. I mean, if you look at their, it's going to take them about
the most
9 years of consistent playing football.
I've just been told they've been amazing for the last,
But it is Ohio
24
State.
hours.
Ohio State at number one. Okay, rightfully so, man. They're a dominant program, right? They've got a great coach, right? Bama's too, and then Kirby Smart and Georgia come in at 3. That was like a first that somebody put that together, and I saw that stat today and had to ask both of you tonight.
I'd like to see over the last 10 years what the winning percentage of the opponents is amongst those 3 teams, because I'm going to go out on a limb and say Alabama and Georgia's is
higher,
15 points higher.
Yeah.
15. Yeah.
Well, I mean, all this time that we spend talking about hyping the SEC, we live in a SEC. Of course, we're going to be SEC fans, right? But I mean, I think this show's given enough props to the Big Ten. I mean, I'll sit here and rightfully say right now that Indiana, they were undefeated this year, probably the best team in college football, right? Mm-hmm. Ohio State have had their years. I mean, they've been a consistent standard over the last 10 years, right? So, I mean, and Bama and Georgia's right there with them.
John, welcome to the show tonight. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Let us know where you're tuning in from, how you're tuning in. Just let us know how you're watching the show. And if you want to support the show in any way, guys, give us a like here on YouTube, subscribe, and share the show. It's the best way to support us as we grow this thing even further, as we ride our way along, trickle our way along here to the on season here in just a couple months. We're still in the early part.
Shoot, we got a spring game coming up, man. When are we going to start the spring game countdown?
Game is coming closer, right? It's a little more than a month. Yeah, I don't even know if it's going to be televised yet. I haven't really said a word about it.
I'm shocked there is actually a spring game. I would have lost a lot of money on that particular parlay. I think we're going to some sort of off-season FBS, we're going to play Troy as a, scrimmage game or something.
I'm all for that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't? I mean,
100%. I get it's a tradition there in Tuscaloosa, but bringing us close school right there with you, bring in a Troy, bring in a Jacksonville State, South Alabama, these traditional Alabama schools, Alabama and Auburn don't play them. It's just they never have in the regular season.
USA,
North Alabama. I mean,
yeah. Like any of those, because then at least it's nobody. Here's my problem with the 8A game. I love the University of Alabama, and I apologize for anything I'm about to say to anyone from the university who's listening to the words coming out of my mouth. How good am I supposed to think my team is if, let's say, Crimson wins 72-0? Am I supposed to think that our offense is amazing or our defense sucks? Or if the final score is 21-23, am I supposed to think that we're just this amazing all-around team, or we couldn't do anything with the ball? Like, you're not learning anything as a fan watching these games. You're learning that the new freshman that transferred in from the 17th school that he was at last season can actually play left tackle. Okay, cool. I get to buy a $6 hot dog and sit in the stands.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, I'm going to throw another thing at you. I'm going to see if you guys remember this. The last time Bama played an A game day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who the MVP of that game was?
2 years ago.
I didn't know they had an MVP of the A game.
They did.
So,
and it shouldn't surprise you.
I don't remember, actually.
Ty Simpson.
It was Ty Simpson.
Is it Ty? Okay.
Simpson was a freshman.
Well, now we're in the middle.
Man, he came in and lit it up.
Or now we're in the
300 yards in the second half or something.
The most interesting thing for Alabama in the 8A game is going to be Keelan and Mack. I mean, that's the storyline that's going to go into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, we do have to get started on the topics that we were supposed to.
We do?
Tonight. We do, yes. And Pops' favorite.
Since when do you get us back on track? That's usually Pops' job.
Yeah.
I was told yesterday that I do a phenomenal way of getting us back on track.
Okay.
Just from the short clips that are shared.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they got out of it.
Let's go.
Pops' one job, and I get credit.
My job is to distract her, right? It's just
yes.
All right.
What you got?
All right, guys. So Pops' favorite segment today that I had brought up to him. So I decided we were going to start off with it tonight. So Sacramento State is ponying up the cash. They're going to play in the MAC conference. Going to start some action for Sacramento State. Now, this is a very controversial move on multiple fronts because One, they're not in the Midwest. They're not Ohio. They're not Michigan. They're in California, Northern California. Okay.
Sacramento is not a state, by the way.
What did I? No,
California.
I know.
Sacramento State's a college.
I know. I was
Yeah,
saying,
California. I
it's
just
not
said
even-
Northern
I-
California.
I know, I
Yeah,
was just saying,
okay.
Sacramento's not even a state, but it's yeah.
Yes. So they're paying an $18 million entry fee just to join the MAC.
To be in the MAC.
Yes. On top of that, they're going to pay $5 million to join the FBS.
It's 23.
They're also covering travel expenses for MAC schools to travel to California. That will at least cost $500,000 a season.
How many seasons are they doing that for?
Well, it's 5 seasons. It's a 5-year contract.
Is there a major booster behind all this?
So we're at $25.5 million.
When schools are penny pinching to meet financial needs in a rev share era, how does Sacramento State justify this? The estimate will generate an economic impact of $250 million annually.
Who the hell did this economic impact study for them? Because
million?
Mm-hmm.
do you know? Hey, Richie, do you know a fan of Sacramento State?
I was actually
I'm gonna look up their
Was it Sacramento State that Michael Vick was the
head coach for.
head coach for a couple of years ago?
Yeah, but my
It
point
was
is,
one of the former for quarterbacks.
a $250 million annual economic impact.
Yes.
I could see that at Bama. I could see that at Georgia, just from the hotel stays, the ticket cost. But I just don't understand. Sacramento, first of all, is not on the coast in California, right? So you're not going to get that draw from it from a tourism perspective. And how many seats does their stadium hold?
They did, if I remember right, they did just put they just invested into their stadium a lot.
Oh, I'm just saying though. $250 million seems like a stretch from an economic impact.
They will also be the first West Coast FCS school to make the program jump from the FCS since Fresno State and San Diego State did it in 1969.
All right. So your trivia for today. Just funny. I Googled who is the most prominent alumni of Sacramento State University.
Mhm.
The one listed actually dropped out of Sacramento State University. That would be Mr. Tom Hanks.
Okay.
According to this, the actual alumni of Sacramento State, Ryan Coogler, who is the director of Black Panther.
Okay.
All right. So are they a traditional historical black college? I mean,
Sacramento State,
the
not
Black
that I'm
Panther
aware of.
director?
That doesn't look like.
I only asked that question because I just can't fathom a $250 million economic impact at a smaller school like that, right? And then I come back to $23 million just to get it started. Okay, they're not going to get any television revenue.
Yeah,
or they get anything from the MAC or the.
I don't think so. I think the restrictions, they don't get any revenue impact. I don't think they have any revenue share through this deal.
If they're looking for the success that Boise State has had, or maybe even San Diego State to a point, San Diego State has made some headlines, right? But I just, you are putting all of your eggs in one basket with this one, and I'm still just trying to understand who's paying that $23 million. It cannot be the university. That would bankrupt a university like that.
Well, so let's take a step back and let's realize what is happening. So Sacramento State has been trying to do this for the last couple of years. The Mountain West Conference denied them. The Pac-12 said no. So they reach out to the MAC. The issues the MAC are having is Ball State and I don't know about Western Michigan, but these smaller MAC schools like Ball State, they don't have enough money to stay at the FBS level.
Right.
So they're kind of with with Northern Illinois saying goodbye, we're going to the Mountain West. They're kind of looking to Sacramento State and saying, hey, pay us money, stabilize our programs. We'll give you a 5-year deal to give you some flexibility. So when this 5 years is up, we'll redo a contract, or you're open to go explore the Mountain West and Pac-12 again.
I'm so confused as to why this is even a thing. Like, is the MAC that bad?
Desperate.
And if that's the case, and I know we're going to talk more about the playoff picture later, does that not scream that these lower programs, these MACs, the Mountain West, the Pac-12 or 14 or 8 or however many schools they have now. Lord, it changes like every other week, it feels like. Would a secondary tournament where they could actually get their own love, their own, wishes fulfilled, their own money, would that not be a better situation than, hey, let's go pick a team from the middle of nowhere, California.
Mm-hmm.
I know Sacramento is the capital, but whatever. If you're the MAC, it's the middle of nowhere, California, when you're going that far out. And going, pay us a bunch of money and we'll let you come hang out with us. Like, that seems like such a frat party, like, policy. Like, hey, we don't really like you, but you got a bunch of money and our frat house needs some upgrades. So if you'll pay us a bunch of money, we'll let you like hang out with us and drink beer with us.
I'm looking at this right now, and of course I'm Googling it. Why in the hell would Sac State want to join the MAC, right? And it says it's all of these sports resources, and it's a strategic move for the university to put Sac State on the map, and it is $1 billion economic impact estimated over the course of 5 years. So roughly 200 to 250 million a year.
Well, I mean, if you're right, they're paying $25 million, give or take a mil here or there, to gain $250 million a year. Like, if I had told you, hey, hand me $25 today, and Saturday I'll hand you $250, you're gonna hand me $25 today.
So, but okay. So, what happens though when the Sac State Hornets move up? Right, they're in the MAC.
I love the fact that you did enough research to know that their mascot is the Hornets.
It is the Hornets. So they went 7-6 last year in the FCS. Right. This isn't your North Dakota State moving up, who are 1 year removed, or maybe last year, I don't remember, of winning an FCS national championship. Okay, it isn't that. So what happens when you're at the FCS levels? Your fans are like, all right, solid team. We're 7-6, cool, right? All right, we got 7 wins. Okay, what happens when they start the year off 0-6?
Or 0-13.
Oh, do their fans say we're done with this?
I'll even give you one worse. What happens when, maybe not year one?
Yeah,
doubt it happens year one, but year 2, Ball State is the highest ranked group of 6, group of 5, whatever they want to call them now. The next conference champion up, and little old Hornets show up and
beat them.
And now, not only did you just get beat by a subpar FBS school, your conference champion is now not even in the playoff. And it's, that's why Alabama doesn't play UAB, because it does them no good. Because if UAB wins, everybody goes, oh, you got beat by UAB. Alabama beats UAB by 70. Well, you beat UAB. There's no,
what was the year where Bama got beat by
Louisiana Lafayette?
Yeah.
That would be 2008. Yes, we also
Saban's first year, right?
Yeah. Saban's first year.
I was also a student when we lost to Northern Illinois.
Hey, those Huskies, man. You never know what those Huskies are going to do.
That was not pretty.
Well, Huskies are in the same boat next year, and they just lost their head coach to a staffer position with the Seahawks because the Huskies are moving over to the Mountain West Conference.
Kels, do you sit around and study this stuff all day? It was not on my agenda today to sit there. Man, I wonder what Northern Illinois coach is moving over to the Seattle Seahawks.
And for the record, this is the most I've ever talked about the city of Sacramento, let alone Sacramento State University.
I just, one, I applaud you for looking at just knowing the details of this, right? But Richie over here, we're over Googling this stuff, and is it really a strategic advantage? It's all dollars and cents, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. I mean, let's just be, if you got $1 billion estimated economic impact, and they probably brought in McKinsey or Gartner or some other big consulting firm to come in and say, hey, do this study for us.
Yeah.
Right. Tell me how many dollars are going to be raised in the city in hotels and restaurants and ticket shares and Uber rides and everything that goes on with a Saturday morning football game. What would happen if we got game day there for, imagine that. I mean, what would ESPN have to lose? Hey, let's go to Sacramento State.
We've never been there.
Yeah. But my point is, it's dollars and cents, and high five to them. And I mean, when we were talking about North Dakota State on Saturday, I was like, whatever. But the more we talked about it, the more it made sense.
I mean, North Dakota State, if they did, it was a question of when. It wasn't, Sac State, what if we do this? North Dakota State is, when do we do this? I mean, they needed to do it and move up. And for, North Dakota State, they're moving to a much better conference than the MAC. The MAC has turned into this kind of Sun Belt level conference.
Maction.
The Maction, right? They play different football down there, wherever they're punting on third down, trying to get, down to with a fumble, all that stuff, right? That's Maction football. But the MAC has turned into this Sun Belt level conference where they've kind of accepted. And I think this is moving toward this move for the MAC, is they've kind of accepted being this lower tier kind of feeder program to the FBS, similar to the Sun Belt. And I think this is exactly what they're doing to try to stabilize themselves within the FBS.
I mean, but don't you think schools like Sacramento State, for example, every time the portal freaking opens up and all of a sudden Sacramento State gets a superstar there, right? There's always going to be one player on every team, right, that turns out to be the standout. And then they're going to turn around and, be in the prime time of college football. And all of a sudden the portal opens up and they lose their star player, right? I struggle with these programs that think they're going to compete at that level, SEC, Big Ten,
right,
ACC. They're not.
But I think what he's saying there, what Kelsey is saying, is they're not trying to compete with the SEC. I think the MAC, I guarantee you, the MAC loves the idea of there being a second tournament.
The MAC loves the idea that they're getting $23 million.
Stabilizer of the program.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah. What happens first? The Sacramento State University Hornets make a bowl game, or San Diego State University, North Dakota State University makes a 12-team playoff.
Oh, the bowl game all day long. All you got to do is win 6 games.
Yeah, I do think the bowl game would happen sooner than later for them.
They were struggling to find teams this year to fill the games.
Yeah,
they won't win 6 games in the first 5 years. There is a
caveat if they do make a bowl game too. There's a weird caveat. I don't remember what it is, but the weird caveat has something to do with rev share money, or it may allow them to join a different conference earlier. I don't remember. This is a complete strategic move for the MAC. I mean, it's completely, hey, give us money now. We'll give you some freedom to move on in the future.
Well, let's be honest. Before this happened, we have discussed the MAC how many times on this program?
Never.
Never. Yeah.
Okay. So they got what
they're making the headlines they want.
The thousands of people that are listening to us right now on YouTube are, getting their fill of MACtion in the middle of February.
That's it.
Hey, maybe we got a good 10-second voice segment out of that little whole thing, Kelsey.
Yes.
I'm struggling with that segment. I really am. But hey, here's to Sac State and their $1 billion economic impact, man.
If you want more Maction talk on Off the Bench, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Hit that little bell.
We do what the people want. We will move to a straight up Maction show.
Are we going to talk real quick? I guess we'll be talking about the OVC next week. The Ohio Valley Conference, Sun Belt Conference. You got a conference we want to go to next week?
We're probably the largest YouTube. We're the
stump me on the on the OVC.
You don't know the OVC? Is the OVC
I know the OVC
exists?
We're the largest.
Yeah,
YouTube.
I think they do. I think.
I mean, the OVC used to be like Murray State played in the OVC.
Murray State is not OVC.
They used to be.
They may be Missouri Valley Conference.
Middle Tennessee State.
We are now officially the largest.
Middle Tennessee State is FBS.
I don't know. They used to. I'm just saying.
They're Conference USA.
Time and day.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we are
Austin P. Do they play in the
Lord.
Now Austin P would be down low. They do not. They're not FBS. They I think they are Ohio Valley.
Greatest chant in college sports.
Let's go. P.
They may be the same conference as Mercer.
Oh yeah, Bama plays them once a year.
I learned Mercer was in Savannah the other day too.
Shoot, didn't we just pick up a transfer from Mercer?
Yes.
How did we turn this conversation?
All right, let's move along, guys.
All right, let's get into my favorite topic. Let me predict which topic you're going to.
All right, Pops, go for it.
You are going to go to the 2014 playoff.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right.
Breaking news: we've gone to 36.
Oh my God.
Now I will never accept that. I will.
I'm sorry.
Never accept that.
The Sacramento State Hornets have accepted the 134th bid.
No, or did they sign an MOU with the playoff commission? So if they're in the top 24, top 36, they automatically get a bid.
Top 136, so they still can't get there.
So according to Pete Thamel, we learned this last week. There's been a leak. Okay, we talked about this a little bit on Saturday. A quote leak by the Big Ten about what they view and how they are going to run, if it was them, a 2014 playoff conference, or excuse me, playoff conference, 2014 college football playoff. Now we say leak, they leaked this to the media to get some traction on it, to get fans talking about it. That was the whole idea behind
every
this.
Media agency in the country talking about it, and Josh Pate talked about it, and our favorite kicker talked about it. We talked about it.
So in this timeline, it would be expanded to 16 teams. Now, the SEC has talked about their openness to this, about moving to the 16 teams, and that was the first problem, because the SEC has given the idea that, hey, we're open to this. Instead of moving to 24, we want to move to 16 teams. They've cracked the door.
Right.
They've cracked the door. The Big Ten's going to keep on widening it, because that's exactly what they want to do. In 2027 and 2028, before jumping to 24 teams, no later than 2029. So they would like 16 in 2027 and 8, and then they would move in 2029. They'd move to 2024. In the 16-team format, 5 automatic qualifiers and 11 at-large bids would make up the bracket. The top 2 seeds would earn first-round byes, while the opening round would begin on the second weekend of December with on-campus games. From there, later rounds would move to the traditional bowl sites on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day before mid-January national championship games. So they are trying to appeal to fans, saying, hey, look, we'll give you more home campus games. We all want it, right? Better atmosphere. We all want that. Move it to home, right? They're going to fix the calendar, all that stuff. They're going to try to get everything in order and appeal to the fans. Does it work?
What do you think?
In a way, yes, it works. They're going to appeal to fans, but this is a absolutely terrible idea.
Wow.
You moved 24 teams. Not to mention they want to get rid of conference championship games.
Okay.
Again, not for that. I'm very much in favor of conference championships games. I grew up on them. I know they haven't always been a thing. That's my generation. I'm a fan of them.
Okay.
There would be no reason to get rid of them. The 2014 playoff, to me, is an absolute joke and should not happen.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer, yes.
And I will gladly take the opposite side of this conversation.
Okay.
The NFL has how many teams?
32 or 31?
32.
Yeah.
32,
How many make the playoffs?
I don't have an accurate
16?
number on that.
14.
14. Okay.
Which is a whopping 48%.
So you're telling me you
Hold
want 48%?
Oh, no. You're jumping ahead of me.
You want 48% of the country to make the college football playoff.
120, and now we're up to an 80.
If we go to 24,
yeah,
that is 18%.
Okay.
Of the current eligible teams to make it. If we go to where it's just basically the big 4 make up the tournament, then it is still only like 32%.
So you would still have a group of 5, group of 16 in this scenario. You'd still have that, but
if they accepted it, under my proposal,
Yeah.
if they accepted it, but yes, under theirs, you would have 23 at large, and then the highest ranked group of 5 champion makes up number 24 on the bracket. So here's my thing. I actually saw a story about this earlier. Do you know what is the second most watched sport on television year by year?
second is going to be the college football playoff.
Yeah,
college football. Number
Behind the
number
Super
one
Bowl, yeah.
obviously is
NCAA
the big
basketball.
daddy.
Is the NFL.
Is the NFL.
Yeah.
You telling me that the Super Bowl has more rankings than
More viewers.
March Madness?
Allegedly. Yes. Overall, even as
All
far
right.
as as far as a single game, the Super Bowl
Okay, a
just
single
destroys
game.
everything.
Okay, yeah.
I
The
think
Super
the
Bowl's
Super Bowl-
worldwide. March Madness is country centric.
So, did you know that the NBA, which is not the second most watched sport, makes twice as much money a year in viewing percentage? The NBA makes double what college football makes, and is not even close to the second watched sport.
The NBA also plays more games.
82 to be exact.
So, what's wrong with adding more games?
I have no, but it's a contact sport, man.
Okay.
It's you couldn't do it. There's no way you could add that many games and still not deal with health.
And the
health
college
issues.
football has
how
to
many
split
more-
down to the NFL schedule.
How many more are you adding? If we go from 12 teams to 24, how many games are you adding?
Well, you're only adding a certain amount of games because there's only so many teams, right? So let's say you add 4 games.
The answer is 1. You're only adding 1 game.
Because you're getting rid of the college. You're getting rid of the conference championship games.
So you're technically, if you get rid of conference championship games, you're not adding a single game to the schedule.
You're just restructuring how
Because-
the bowl
Restructuring how the
games are, the
postseason
playoffs
works.
are, and
12 play each other.
Yeah.
It becomes 12.
But
24 goes to 12.
But would you rather have a expanded college football playoff, or would you rather have conference championship games?
I would rather have a expanded college playoff game.
Wow,
I'm
we're
going to tell you why.
on this one.
Listen.
Yeah.
Take this year alone.
Okay.
Alabama and Georgia got the opportunity to play an extra game.
Yep.
Oregon got to sit at home and kick their feet up,
do nothing.
turn the big screen on, pop some popcorn, have their girlfriend come sit on the couch with them, and do absolutely nothing that weekend. They then got to host a playoff game the following week where Alabama got to play in the SEC championship game, go up against one of the top teams in the country. No matter how you slice it and dice it, Georgia was one of the top teams in the country, lost that game, and then had to go on the road to play Oklahoma.
And beat Oklahoma.
So-
Everybody keeps forgetting
Yes,
about that
and-
game.
They did
and-
beat Oklahoma.
You talk about the bye week, right? Essentially, you're adding kind of a bye week in there.
I'm not adding anything except for more football.
But
I
okay,
want to watch more football.
Ex-
This season was the highest rated college football season in history because we had more games that mattered more often.
okay, I got a proposal then.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. Historically, we look back on it, the 2 years that we've had it, and the team that gets the bye doesn't necessarily perform the greatest. Now, Indiana's outlier of that.
Yeah.
So,
Seems how they got the bye and then held up the trophy like
yes,
2 weeks later.
Indiana's the outlier of that. Okay.
Yeah.
The 2 years that we've seen before,
Yes.
or this year, and most of the teams that receive the bye don't generally do well in the college football playoff. Okay, fine. Don't have a bye.
Okay. I'm with that.
The first round and the
Playoff.
conference championship game be played consecutively. Now, this would introduce an automatic qualifier, which I'm not necessarily for, but I'm just putting this out there as an idea. You have that played in the same weekend, first round and the conference championships played together. Okay?
I'm confused how that would even work.
It would essentially put the conference championships games in the playoff. It is a part of the playoff now.
So if Alabama loses to Georgia, we're out,
Out?
even though we're the 8th best team.
Now, there's a flaw to this. I just
Yeah,
came up
yeah,
with this
that's
on
what
the fly.
I-
There's a flaw to this, yes,
Yeah,
but
I can solve all of your problems.
okay, then you
are going
introduce
to
a
hate-
losers bracket.
You are going to hate what I'm about to say.
Okay,
Don't say like double elimination type shit.
36.
Sorry, guys.
Get rid of get rid of conference championship games. Move Army Navy to the first game of the season, week 0.
won't ever happen.
I know, but listen.
We pushed for that so long, and
Listen, I
nobody's going to do anything about it.
Okay, leave them where they are.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay,
Whatever. Give everybody one bye. Or hear me out. Instead of conference championship week, that is your week of 36. The following week is Army Navy. The next week we're at 16.
Okay, there's another flaw in that. What happens if Army and Navy make the college football playoff?
They don't. It sucks to be y'all. You won't play when the rest of us want you to play. It sucks to be you. Notre Dame automatically gets in. Army and Navy automatically gets out. I'm sorry that I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you how it's going to be. Army and Navy, move your game to where we want it to be, or you don't get to play in the playoff. And let's be honest, love Army and Navy. They're not going to be in the top 36.
So we can tell Eli real quickly here, hitting us up on YouTube. No conference championships games this past season would have left Duke out and gave a better team like Texas or the Winers from South Bend in better competition.
After what I saw Miami did in the playoff, Notre Dame deserved to be in it. You correct me if I'm wrong.
I think I will sit back and say this. You had your opportunity to make the playoff. You didn't perform in the regular season. And this brings me back to another point. The Big Ten also believes expansion would increase late season relevance, noting teams that improve over time, particularly in the transfer portal era, would still have viable postseason paths. An expanded bracket would also create 23 total playoff games, up from 11 currently, opening additional media rights opportunities and increasing national engagement, right?
I'll give you two things.
Yeah.
One, at the end of the season, if I'd have made you bet your car, Miami and Notre Dame play on a neutral site week 14. Who are you betting on to win that game?
Oh, Miami.
I don't know. Notre Dame was playing hot, man.
I'm betting on Miami. The way they played towards the end of the season, I bet on Miami.
Okay,
that's fair.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Second of all, the expanded playoff saves Alabama, Ohio State playing each other. Because right now, under the current format we have, the reason Alabama and Ohio State are considering dropping that 27-28 game is because it no longer matters. All that matters is how few losses you have. When you look at the two numbers, the fewer on the right side is all that matters right now to get into the playoff. With the way the committee is set up, they don't care about who's actually the best team. If they were actually looking for who the best team was, Texas was a better team at the end of the season. Notre Dame was a better team at the end of the season than who was making it in. Tulane,
JMU.
I would even argue over Texas A&M and Ole Miss at the end of the season, especially since Texas beat Texas A&M at the end of the season. So my point is made there for me on the field. With the expansion, it no longer matters if you go and play. It actually benefits you to go play Ohio State because those are the kind of teams you're going to play in the tournament. Look at Alabama basketball. We've played Arizona, Gonzaga. We've played North Carolina last season at the beginning of the year, playing all these great teams that are possibly one seeds, Houston every year for the last 3 or 4 years. And it got the team ready to play when it came time to play in the tournament. If Alabama and Ohio State look at this and go, well, only 12 of us are getting in, and if we play each other, that's a loss one of us is going to have, which is a less likely we're going to be one of those 12. Hey, it's been fun. We're not going to play that game, which means the next season we're not going to play Notre Dame. We're not going to play Virginia Tech in 36. We're not going to play, insert team here.
I still make the argument if you bring this up to 24 teams and it goes into effect that you're, no matter what, you are telling us that week 2, week 3, week 4, all these out of conference weeks, they do not matter anymore.
How is that true?
You are telling us that you're telling us, okay, that and if you're bringing 24 teams into this playoff, okay, you're giving them second chance after second chance after second chance after second chance.
But you lose week 2 and week 3 to these out of conference teams.
Yeah, you should be out of the playoff.
You're now not hosting a game. You're having to go on the road to Eugene, Oregon. So that game does matter because that's my seeding instead of me being the 8th seed and hosting Notre Dame, West Virginia, Virginia Tech. I'm now going on the road to play at Blacksburg at night in a playoff game with Inner Sandman playing. You're talking about, going to Wisconsin with Jump Around playing in the middle of December. It's cold. Alabama or Miami or Georgia having to go on the road to, Eugene, Oregon, or Ames, Iowa, because they went nuts for a season, that game week 2 and week 3 does matter. Now, yes, does it matter as far as whether or not you make the playoff? No, it may not. But when it's said and done, if we're going to play the first and second round on college campuses at the higher ranked team, that is a huge deal.
Let me pose this question: did Texas and Ohio State matter this year?
It did. Ohio State, Texas didn't make the tournament because they took a L.
Did Bama, Florida State matter this year?
No,
it did because Alabama was the 9 seed. If Alabama plays,
it mattered for seeding. Like
if Alabama plays Western Kentucky the first game of the season and just blows the doors off of them, the only loss we have on the season is Oklahoma. Alabama, and then goes to the SEC championship game. Okay, we lose, but we may be still the 4 seed, which gives you a bye. Or at worst, we're the 6 or 7 seed, and we're hosting a game in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
You're arguing for late season relevance.
Yeah,
that is what you're arguing. It's late season relevance.
He's arguing not to get a third loss on that freaking.
No, my argument is for more great watchable games.
I 100%.
Are you kidding me that I would drop Alabama playing Georgia State the 3rd weekend in September?
100%. A lot of us would.
To get Alabama having to play at Eugene, Oregon in the 3rd week of December.
Yes, 100%. I agree with you. We want that. We want that for sure.
And you two sat here and argued about how amazing the bowl games were.
Yeah.
And then how few people actually watched the bowl games when we could have an expanded playoff. Because I would even argue to 36, but let's take the 24 as the Big Ten has leaked allegedly. I think ultimately when it comes down to it, they didn't want to actually change, and because the two of them have to agree, they knew the SEC didn't want to go to 24. So if they agreed to 16, they were going to 16. And the Big Ten didn't actually want to go to 16. They wanted to stay at 12. They threw out some crazy thing to say, oh, well, if you don't agree with us, then we just stick with what we currently have. And so we just stuck with what we currently have.
I want to just clarify on the bowl games, okay? I have no issues with the bowl games. I didn't say they were amazing. Okay, I think a lot of them are boring when you get to the Pop-Tart Bowl, whatever.
Oh, Pop-Tart Bowl is always amazing.
But my point is, I'm using it as an example. My point is with 24, 36, whatever that number is, okay, if you can sit there, and that's supposed to be a playoff. Those are supposed to be caliber freaking football teams, right? You think number 36 is a freaking shot?
Okay, wait a minute.
You think number 16 is a shot?
All right, let me ask
you. I do not.
I will look you in the eyes when I ask you this question.
Okay.
As far as the absolute most fun weekend of the calendar is what?
For me?
When it comes to sports.
I'll say week 1.
Come on now. The absolute best weekend.
It's usually week 4, week 5.
Oh, well, I mean, you can sit there.
It's coming up in 1 month from today. It's the opening weekend of the NCAA basketball tournament.
Oh, yeah.
When there is nothing but 4 straight days of 16 hours of basketball. And yes, Cinderella has a chance. Cinderella has a chance.
Cinderella does not have a freaking chance in college football.
But the story is that Cinderella has a chance.
But there was never been an argument for Cinderella in college basketball.
No, I agree with that.
But I want to move back to my part about this, okay? But with your proposal of making these late relevance game count, okay, making, Alabama traveling to Eugene, Oregon in the 2nd weekend of December. I get that. 100% get that. There has to be a fine line, though, because what you're proposing, those first 4 weeks, okay, where you could have really good matchups, it's going to turn it into Alabama versus Georgia State. It's going to turn it into Alabama versus Western Michigan. It's going to turn it. Alabama versus Tulane might not be a bad game.
You saw what happened. You're going to see,
but you're going to see Florida versus these lower ranked schools. Okay, my argument with this is these first 4 games get turned in to the middle of baseball season where nobody cares.
So you're talking about the first 4 games of the week, which is one of the season, which is one thing. Pops it does have a point there. Yes. Oregon versus Tulane was a terrible game, or Oregon versus James Madison was a terrible game.
Ole Miss and Tulane.
It was a
and they had already played each other this year.
Hear me out. You go to 24, or like I'm even arguing 36. Yes, the 36th best team in the country this year was probably James Madison. If they had to go to the big house, they're getting beat by 50 to Ohio State. Congratulations, Ohio State. You basically got to bye because you were great all season long. You were the number one team in the country, blah, 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 blah.
And you took a risk of a star player getting injured in that game.
But 15 versus 16 is going to be a great game. 14 versus 17 is going to be a great game. 13 versus 18 is going to be a great game. And there is going to be a 21 who beats a 15. There is going to be a 9 seed that gets beat. Yes, that just means they get beat the following week, just like in the NCAA basketball tournament. Every now and then, a 16 seed beats Virginia. Okay.
When has so we've had this 12-team playoff for the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay. None of these lower seeded teams have won.
Alabama beat
Oklahoma, but I'm talking about JMU and Tulane.
Your argument right now is of why we need expansion is because Miami made it to the national championships, the 9 seed.
But
that's your argument's relying on.
If we get rid of James Madison playing Oregon, but here's my thing. If there's 24, that means there's 12 games.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 of them are going to be stinkers. And 8 of them are going to be great games, and there's going to be 2 nail biters that somebody kicks a field goal at the end to win and move on. The 9 seed beats the 8, or what have you. Alabama comes back from 17 down, and you can't change the channel at that point. Yes, there is going to be stinkers. The NCAA basketball tournament gets just rave reviews and watched by everybody and their brother. Yes, when Loyola Chicago goes out there with Sister Jean, rest in peace, and gets beat by 50 to Duke, yes, it sucks, but it's part of the tournament. It's part of the game. And you give up that game of Duke beating the ever-loving snot out of, Western Michigan's women's prison to get those 8-9 matchups that every year where a 12 beats a 5. That game where maybe the 15 seed beats Duke, which has happened more than it should. Duke is terrible as a 2 seed. You get to watch that. And yes, you know that the 15 seed's going to lose in the next round to the 7 seed. It happens. We know that. The 15 seed is not going to win the NCAA basketball tournament. Yes, it sucks. So should we shrink the NCAA basketball tournament?
No. I just say there's so much of a difference between college basketball and college football.
Essentially places how it is placed. Okay. These first 4 games that are going to be out of conference games, and you're essentially replacing your out of conference games that would get scheduled years in advance, and your out of conference essentially becomes the college football playoff. That is what that turns into.
Why?
First 4 weeks of the season, that turns into, hey, Bama, hey, little old Ball State over here. We need a new weight room. Can you pay us a couple million for a new weight room, and we'll come to Tuscaloosa and play you.
I'll argue that.
Yeah.
If this committee says we accept Alabama losing to Ohio State at Ohio State by 7 is more important than Alabama beating Ball State by 52 in August 12th.
But this is, I'll agree with you. It's all about, there's metrics that are out there that the College Football Playoff Committee can take and can use. They've been using in college basketball for years. Okay, you go back 10 years and they were using, was it FPI that combines it combines strength of schedule with wins, losses. There's metrics you can use as the college football playoff.
Yeah, a loss to a quad 1 game is better than a win over a quad 4. Yeah.
There's metrics out there. Okay, go to Collie Matrix. Go look at the rankings. Theirs are completely. It's pretty much AI before AI used to be used. It's what UCF used as their national championship claim a couple of years ago. Okay, but there's metrics out there. Okay, that you can take into place, still have that human element, but use the resources you have to figure this out. Because with what you're proposing, okay, that essentially makes your out of conference play the college football playoff, and the first 4 weeks of the season turns into, hey, we need a new weight room, we'll come and play you.
Well, but
not necessarily.
SEC is moving to 9 games next year. Just
9 plus 1. That not only are they playing 9 conference games, they have to play 1 team from the Big 4 or Notre Dame. So
it still drives me nuts. Or Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Why is Notre Dame so freaking special?
Because they're independent and they're Notre Dame. And Rudy got carried off the field.
Already used 1 4-letter word tonight. Can I use another? Sorry.
Get it out of your system before we're on radio.
I just think they're full of it, man. I just. Okay, whatever.
But all that being said, I love college football. I love football. I love watching football. I love nothing more than coming on here on Saturday morning and chirping with you two with the TV on behind us, watching game day and seeing what crazy thing Pat McAfee's going to do and who Nick Saban's going to pick and pick'ems and everything. And then going home and firing up the grill or throwing a frozen pizza in the oven and watching great football all day. And the idea of you giving me this stupid 12-team playoff where last year, finally, we made it somewhat palatable this year with the order of which the teams were. But last year was a complete joke with Boise State getting a bye and everything that happened with that and everything. Giving me actual – because here's the thing. The first weekend of the tournament, when we have 12, there was 4 games. Miami and Texas A&M was a good game.
Yeah.
Except for there was 72-mile-an-hour winds out of the northwest, and people couldn't kick a daggum field goal.
That's Maction right there.
You had Alabama, Oklahoma, where Alabama goes down 17 and comes on this great run to come back so they could get their butt kicked in the Rose Bowl by the eventual national champions. And then you had JMU, Oregon, which was over about 17 seconds into the game.
Yeah.
And you had Ole Miss and Tulane, who, by the way, had played 12 weeks earlier, and it looked really similar, and I don't know why. Oh, that's because Ole Miss is significantly better than Tulane. So of the 4 games we got, 2 were good games. 1 was watchable, and it wasn't watchable if you turned the TV off at 17-0.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is you switch to this 24 or even my 36, yes, you're going to have 2 stinkers, but I'm also going to have 4 amazing games that I can come on here the next day on the radio and talk about and tell you how amazing it was to watch Penn State come back and win in, win in Tallahassee because they had to go on the road to play Florida State, or, Iowa, who won the Big 12 for some crazy reason, because or Texas Tech got to host Michigan, and there was these great games. We had 4 games we could talk about in the playoff. 2 of them weren't worth talking about from the day they announced who it was to the time the game was over. It still wasn't worth talking about. And then you had 2 that were actually, when it was said and done, competitive. But one wasn't worth watching because of 72-mile-an-hour winds. The other wasn't worth watching if you're not an Alabama or Oklahoma fan or an SEC fan. Wasn't worth watching because at one point it was 17-0, and it looked like Oklahoma was just going to run away with it. So I'm just saying, more great football. Yes, does that mean I might have to deal with Alabama playing Ball State so that Ball State can get a new weight room week 3? Cool. But you're going to give me 8 good games December 13th?
I'm just worried if you go to 24, 36, you're going to get more of those Tulanes and
which is fine
Ole Miss
because
that aren't worth watching.
But the percentages, if you go to 36,
so
that first weekend is 18 games.
Yeah.
All right, if I tell you 5 of them are 50-point blowouts, but 5 of them are nail biters in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it's all speculation.
You're turning this, but this system would see so fragile from flip on a dime from quality to quantity.
Yeah,
that's the fragility about this is you're flipping this on a dime of, yes, you could have a really quality college football playoff, but you could have a quantity one.
But no, you messed
that up. You could have a really, really
a lot of ball games.
A lot of ball games that are just not good, or you could have these really quality games happening. But you could in the college football playoff. The problem is every year they are looked with so much scrutiny about. Ooh, we may have not should have let them in. There was a little
37th team. Are they going to get in
under the current system?
Yeah.
How many great games can we have week 1?
Under the current system,
whatever games were scheduled 4 years ago.
No. I'm talking about playoffs.
Okay.
Week 1 of the playoffs. How many great games can we have?
On current system, you could have 2,
4, because there's only 4 games.
But
yes.
If I go to 36, there's 18 games being played between Friday, Saturday, whatever, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm guaranteed to have more than 4 good games.
I understand the argument. We do have to move on here. We got one more thing to talk about tonight.
You got one more segment, Kelson.
Yes,
5 minutes.
and we do have to close it up, guys. I get your argument. I'm not a fan of the 24 or the 36.
Especially
I think it's
36.
preposterous.
Okay.
I think you have a lot of maybe some quality there, but it's going to flip on a dime to quantity.
We can't all be right. It's fine.
I get it. You're not always going to be right, Richie. You're wrong on this one is what I'll say. Guys, the Pac-12 schedule has released, and they are the Pac-12, but yes, there's 8 teams, sort of how the Big Ten had 11 teams a couple of years ago, and that was their logo.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, you're right. Okay, so
And
they have rebuilt this
16,
conference. Oregon State, Washington State, only 2 returning members. Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, Texas State, Utah State. All the states joining the Pac-12.
Here's a state, there's a state, everywhere.
Yes.
We left out
As
Sacramento State.
As an 8-team conference, although I'm sure, give them 5 years.
Yeah.
As an 8, because there's no states left in
And
that West
Alabama
Conference.
State is joining the Pac-12.
All the capital schools moving to one conference. They have rebuilt with 8th, and something interesting caught my eye with their schedule, and that's the flex game.
Okay, so from my understanding,
Yeah.
Oregon State and Washington State played twice last year.
Yes.
Right, and
I think they did.
and they're supposed to do that again this year.
I am not 100% certain
I'm
on
not
that.
either. I thought it was
What caught my eye was the flex game, and immediately I looked into it. Basically, what this does is if they're in a situation, let's say Texas State is at the top of the conference at the end of the year, they haven't played a team they hadn't played Boise State, who's number 2 in the conference. Okay.
They don't have any quality quad 1 wins, is what you're saying.
Exactly. And they need a push to go to the college football playoff, and they're on the cusp for it. Okay. Next week, your home game's already decided. You're already decided if it's going to be home or away that week. Okay.
Because you're the team trying to get in.
You're the team trying to get in. Okay. That school is going to come play you.
The highest ranked other
The
team.
highest ranked other team in the conference that
That's
hasn't
crazy.
been played, they will come play you. It's
That's
a
kinda like
flex.
home
You
cooking.
can change it. It's home cooking at its finest, strategic advantage, whatever you want to call it. This is one of the smartest moves I've seen a conference make that's on the cusp of we could be in the playoff, we could not be. So let's do a flex and push that number up towards the end of the week.
I would even say like it's like a conference like the SEC should. Okay, if we're going to stick with,
I do too. If
the
we're going to
conference-
allow this, SEC needs to do this.
I'll even go a step further. If we're going to stick with the conference championship games,
Yeah.
which me and you differ completely on that, I think it's time to get rid of it. It's
Mhm.
not worth it. All you're doing is risking getting hurt of playing a team that you're going to be in the playoff anyway. Why not have a flex schedule where if you're going to keep it, so Alabama, Georgia played each other, in the SEC championship game.
Right.
Vandy and Texas are going to play each other so that they get another point, and maybe Texas beats Vandy again, or Texas Tech plays Texas again, or Texas, Tech plays Vandy. Excuse me, Texas A&M plays Vandy to show the committee, hey, this team deserves to be in as well.
I think there might be some pushback for the committee from this in ways of, especially if it was the SEC doing this.
Yeah.
But if you decide, hey, I know y'all have played once already this year, but y'all are both really solid teams. Y'all might play in the conference championship game next week, whatever, right? But we need y'all to play a week sooner. So we can make this push for the college football playoff.
So you could technically have a team. You said it's only if they haven't played the other team.
Maybe I'm not 100% certain on that. This
So
is from
could-
my understanding of what I
let's
read
say-
about it.
Let's say Oregon State and Boise State are both really good. They play each other week 4. They could then turn around and play each other again in this weird flex game, week 13, and then turn around and play each other in the Pac-12 championship game to get one in?
So, yeah, I mean, essentially, your Pac-12 is going to be a one-team in.
You're
Right.
trying to
Right,
get, trying to get your top team in just
Yeah.
so the conference is represented.
This
And
is
right now, you're not
exactly
guaranteed that in.
point blank what they had said about it. Each conference member will play a round-robin schedule with 4 non-conference games to open the season. However, week 13 will feature a home-and-home flex matchup. 4 teams, Colorado State, Fresno State, Utah State, and Washington State, are set to have a home game in week 13. Okay. The Pac-12 will retain the right to adjust matchups based on the best interest of the league, including college football playoff considerations. The Pac-12 championship game will take place at the home venue of the highest seed on December 4th, right? This is
I love it.
completely in the Pac-12's hands. If they decide Boise State might be a better team than Texas Tech, let's have them play each other. Whoever wins, let's get them on there. But they're secretly could be going, we want Boise State in the playoff. They're our best chance of making and getting in the national championship game.
So we'll let them play the 3rd seed, and then next week in the championship game they'll play the 2nd seed.
Yes.
So they've bumped
Quality
their
wins.
quality
Yes.
wins in. It's genius.
If this is if they're just going to continue to allow this,
I mean,
this is the biggest strategic advantage I've seen in college football.
Well, once again, the NCAA has as much bite as a baby shark.
But the college football playoff has bite. That committee has bite. We just haven't seen it used.
Do they really?
Oh, 100%. I think
they're the one making the decisions.
I think they're the ones
playoff.
because if you say if
NCAA doesn't make that decision,
if Alabama did what Alabama's basketball team did this year with Charles Bediako, and Alabama decided we're going to go bring in a former Bama player in the NFL.
Yeah,
that's just not on team.
Yeah, Tua got dropped by Miami. He's still got a year left. Yeah,
let's go grab
bring back Tua.
Week 4, Tua suits up in Alabama gear
and plays for a couple weeks.
Plays for a couple weeks while Keelan or Max hurt, one of the two, right? And then the college football playoff comes out and says, look, if he continues playing, y'all will not be eligible to make college football playoff. We will take you out of consideration. Alabama says, Tua, you got to step back. You got to come out.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're not going to risk that.
That's going to get tested this year.
With what Bediako and how that thing sits you down, I think you put your brakes in right there. That's not going to happen in college football.
I will sit here right now, and unless they absolutely fall apart in the next 4 weeks, the next 2.5 weeks, Alabama will be a 4 seed at worst in the tournament.
They're ranked number 25 right now.
They're, according to Joe Lunardi, they are the 16th best team in the country. They would be the 4th 4 seed.
I'm not saying they're not a quality basketball team, but you play with fire and you're going to get burnt with fire, right? Oates played with fire by playing that player.
I think Oates purposely decided that the NCAA has no bite, has no one there. That's why you now have, like, apparently Trump, another congressman, Nick Saban, and somebody else had a foursome on the golf course over the weekend.
It was Nick, it was Urban Meyer, Ron DeSantis, and Trump.
And Trump played golf together. I don't know what those four have anything in common with. I don't know. Maybe the fact that they're trying to make sports actually make some sort of sense. So Nick Saban is the commissioner of college football.
Unofficially.
Is going to put in some rules and everything.
Yeah.
And everyone in college football, from Kirby Smart to Ryan Day down to whoever whoever the head coach of the Sacramento State Hornets is, are going to listen to what Nick Saban has to say.
So I do want to come back to Bediako. Maybe we talk about this on Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe we do talk about it on Saturday since we're at time. But I think we should spend some time talking about this with an Alabama alum to see your thoughts on if there should be any type of punishment, games given up. They had 3 wins while he played.
He started 2 of them.
Okay, but he played in 6, did he not?
I thought it was 4, but
I thought they were 3-3 in that stretch where he played. 2 of them, it's like it didn't even matter if he played or not.
Right.
Bama got its butt whooped. But my point with that is there any, like, these teams like that they lost to, right? That Bama won. Is there, if it comes down to it and there's a decision that needs to be made on something, whether or not they get in or not. Okay. I don't think Bama deserves not to get in.
Yeah.
But I just kind of wondering what happens with, you just because you had a judge signing a restraining order, he got to play, and then another judge comes in and said, he shouldn't have been playing. Nate Oates played the cards he was dealt. I get that.
Hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and join us Saturday morning when we talk college basketball and whether or not Alabama should be in the 64.
7:30 a.m., 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville. You can join us Saturday morning from 9 to 11 here locally in North Alabama on the radio side at 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville, or iHeartRadio if you're locally as well, 7:30 or anywhere, 7:30 a.m., Jocks Huntsville, or right here live, right here on YouTube. You can join us here, get involved in the conversation as we steal information from Richie and not pay him for it.
I'd like to take 17 seconds if I can. I know I've missed the last couple weeks. I want to give a shout out to Ace of Huntsville cheer company. My daughter, the most awesome person in the world to me. They went down to Disney and took 5th in the nation for the Max team. Their first year as a competing team. Could not be more proud as a father of my little one. And then last weekend we went to Atlanta for cheer sport, which is like the biggest competition in the country, and took 5th for the other team, the Redbirds. So shout out to my kiddo. Love you. For that.
I was not prepared for that either.
Love you, kiddo. Daddy's proud of you.
Guys, we will see you guys Saturday morning. Go ahead and follow us right here or subscribe here on YouTube. Give us that like, subscribe. Best way to support the show is to share us. And of course, all that good stuff. Tell us good things about us. That's what we tell people good things. That's what we care about. Steal other people's phones, subscribe. We support that nature as well. Follow us at Facebook at Off the Bench to keep up with all the latest here at the Off the Bench College Football Show. Guys, we will see you on Saturday. Stay tuned to us.